Hey everyone, blessings and welcome. In this video, I want to talk about discouragement and how to stay encouraged when you're going through discouraging circumstances. And this is not an easy thing to do because discouragement comes in different forms and in different ways, and sometimes it can hit us pretty hard, especially when we're on a path and we're trying to make very positive changes in our lives, or we may have a big goal that we want to achieve, and there is discouragement, right? Or if you've been going through a series of rejection and people saying no to you, and you're feeling like you can't turn your life around, and you're trying to do things, and it just seems like your circumstances won't change no matter how hard you try. In this video, I want to help you out a bit with some tips and some things that have been helpful to me in my life, and it's been quite effective, and I hope that it's a blessing to your life. But before I get into my message, subscribe to this channel if you're not already a subscriber. Hit that like button because it helps the algorithm out, and feel free to drop a comment, especially if this video has been helpful to you, and also share the video if it's been a blessing to you. So thank you for all of your support of this channel, and let's get into those tips and ways to defeat discouragement, because this is what we have to do. We have to defeat it because it's going to come, especially when we're trying to make moves in our lives and do the right thing. So, and we all suffer from it, so you're not alone. So we all go through seasons and periods of discouragement. So the thing to keep in mind is to, number one, stay focused. Keep your eye on a prize, especially if you're moving toward a big goal. Take that big goal and break it up into smaller pieces. That helps a lot, and that will help you to get there quicker. And also keep the end in mind at the beginning. So for example, I remember when I was in college, and actually I didn't think I would get there, and I never thought I would go to college, and there I was in school. And I'm like, how am I going to get through this program? How am I going to get this degree? What do I need to do? So, I got some, discouraging results at the end of my first semester. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing as well as I think I could do. And I know I could do it. So what I did was I just took it step by step. One assignment at a time, one exam, one paper, one study group. I just did it step by step by step. And then I vision myself. You have to vision these things. I envision myself on a graduation stage at my graduation ceremony, getting my degree, and I visualized my degree and me getting these things. And that helped me to stay focused on my goal, even when things got tough in school, and when I didn't understand some things, and when I needed a little extra help, and when I had to study more and spend more time in those books. That's what helped me along the way, seeing myself at the finish line and me getting that degree. So sometimes it takes just us envisioning the end and us seeing the end, especially if you're dealing with a big goal that you have, whatever it is, whether it's writing a book, or whether it's trying to get into a new profession, or whether it's health related, you're trying to lose weight, or get healthy again, or get physically fit, or whatever it might be, whatever your goal is. And it's discouraging along the way, especially when you're not getting the results that you want. But it's very important to stay focused, and not just stay focused, but also stay busy, right? Stay as productive as possible, because as they say that an idle mind is a devil's playground, right? So if we're not filling up that time, and throughout that productivity time, writing down our wins and the things that we are accomplishing, because that is a thing that will bring us encouragement, especially when we're feeling discouraged. So don't focus on what's going wrong. Don't focus on your lack of results. I guarantee you that there's some things that are going right throughout the process and in your life. So write those things down, and not just write them down, visit them when you're feeling discouraged, and read them out loud, read them back to yourself and say, hey, these things happen, that's not that great, but look at the other things that are going on in my life that's going in the right direction. So write down every win. Use visualization, and stay focused and stay productive. And these are the things that will minimize the amount of discouraging feelings and discouragement in your life, because hope is the enemy of discouragement. And the more hope that you have in your life, and the more hope that you invite into your life, and we invite these things through visualization and through seeing ourselves and seeing the end, the more of that you have, and the more belief that you have in yourself, that will diminish discouragement. And when discouragement comes, you can kind of like shoo it away, right? So stay focused and keep your eye on the prize. The second thing is, when you're going through these types of seasons, and it will happen, keep yourself, as I would like to call, in the positivity zone, right? So discouragement is a negative feeling. So when you're having negative feelings in your life, you want to invite as much positivity into your life as possible. So if you have to monitor, in order to do this, you have to monitor what you are taking in on a daily basis. So whatever is negative, keep it away from yourself. If it's negative news talking about the craziness that's happening in the world and politics and all things that are going wrong in the world, consume as little as possible of that in your life, right? If it's negative people, if it's negative social media, also monitor your social media. What's on your channels? What's in your feeds? What are you consuming? The podcasts, what are you reading? What are you watching on TV? Is it edifying to your soul? Is it building you up? If it's not building you up, if it's negative, if it's bringing you down, even the music that you're listening to, what kind of music that you're listening to? I know the beat is catchy and it feels good, and maybe for a moment, but what's in that message, right? What are you listening to? What's entering your soul? What's entering your spirit? So these are the things that we really have to monitor when we're going through seasons of discouragement, and when things aren't going our way. That is something that we have control of what's actually entering, in our ear gate, in our eye gate, right? What's going into our spirit, into our soul. So definitely, if you're experiencing discouragement, monitor what you are taking in, and keep your environment as positive as possible. And when you do that, once again, the feelings of discouragement will begin to minimize, because you are inviting so much positivity into your life. And then also, you want to replace the negativity and that negative feeling, because discouragement is a negative feeling. You want to fill it with positive messages, reading positive things, affirmations, as much scripture as possible, as much prayer as possible, as much meditation as possible, anything. And also the food that you eat, you got to watch out for that, because if you're consuming ultra processed foods and things that aren't good for your body, that will put you into a depressive state. There are certain foods that may taste good for a moment, but will have a negative impact on our moods and emotions and on our brain. So definitely pay attention to that. So keep your environment in the positive zone, and that will help you out when you're feeling discouraged. And and it's people may come at you with discouraging words, or may say something negative, or even that circumstance that you've been going through, or that hardship that you've been facing. As much as possible, keep your environment positive, and it will not have the impact that it would typically have, and it will begin to diminish and go away at some point, right? And the last thing I want to share with you is, if you're going through seasons of discouragement, and if you're there, definitely keep your faith level high, right? This is the time to be as spiritual and into God as possible, right? Because sometimes we get so worn out by the things that we are going through, and we just don't have the strength on our own. And that's the time that we tap into the power of God, that we rely on our spirituality to get us through. And God will get you through. So when you can't rely on anyone else, just know that you can always rely on God. And God, in this season, when we're going through our seasons of discouragement, this is the time where He will come in and begin to lift us up when we're feeling down. Begin to lift us up when we get the bad news. Begin to lift us up when we feel like we can't attain or achieve that major goal. And God will give us the strength in this season. So this is the season now more than ever to be into our spiritual disciplines and to be as spiritual as possible and to trust and have as much faith as possible, right? And sometimes we don't even have the faith, right? I've been there, right? So I do understand. But even in those times when you feel like God is not around or God is not hearing your prayers, go to Him anyway and push through that feeling. And the more you keep coming, God will meet you and God will be there for you. And just know that the thing about discouragement and feeling discouraged, it's a temporary feeling. It'll come on. It might come on strong, but it won't stay as long as you stay diligent, and it will not win as long as you keep fighting. So be encouraged. Don't let discouragement win. You can defeat discouragement. And those are the things that I wanted to share with you. Stay focused, keep your environment positive, and keep your faith levels high. And guess what? You will get through it, and you will win, and you will achieve, and things will change for you. That's all I wanted to share with you in this video. Take care. God bless. And I will see you in the next one.